Alright guys, we are going to be reacting to China just built a train station the size of a city. Man, I'm telling you, some of these videos in Chinese are unbelievable. But we're going to react to them, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Jump in.
The world struggles to match, but in Chongqing, it's just taken things to another level. This is a city of more than 30 million people, carved into mountains and river valleys in the country's southwest. For most of its history, that terrain made it one of the hardest major cities in China to reach. Now, China has built a solution so big it almost defies belief. This is Chongqing East Railway Station. It covers 1.22 million square meters, an area larger than 170 football fields and more than 5 times the size of New York's Grand Central Terminal. It's not just a station.
Without homeless people.
Inside, there are 8 levels stacked above
a lot of homeless
and below
people, man.
ground. High-speed trains, metro lines, shopping malls, offices, hotels, all inside one building. At its busiest, it can move 16,000 passengers every single hour.
Wow.
Step outside, and you're in a brand new city district built entirely around it. It's the largest high-speed rail station on Earth, and it's about to change the way Western China travels forever. Chongqing is one of the world's largest cities that many outside China have never visited. More than 30 million people live in its wider municipality, more than the population of entire countries like Australia or Malaysia. The city is carved into the mountains of southwest China, stretching along the Yangtze and Jialing rivers. It is beautiful to look at, with steep hills rising from the water and endless layers of bridges connecting the ridges. But its geography, while stunning, has always made moving around a challenge.
Very hard.
Roads twist and climb, bridges stretch over wide river crossings, and districts are often separated by terrain that feels like natural walls. In a place like this, transportation is not just part of city life. It's the lifeline that holds the city together. And for a long time, that lifeline struggled under the weight of its own demand. Chongqing's early rail links to the rest of China were slow and limited. Tracks had to wind through valleys and cut through mountains, making trips long and sometimes unpredictable. When China's high-speed rail revolution began in the 2000s and 2010s, the city slowly gained faster connections, with Chongqing North Station becoming the main hub for new services. It was a huge improvement, but it didn't take long for the cracks to show. Chongqing's population kept growing, travel demand soared, and soon the city's stations, especially Chongqing North, were packed beyond their limits during peak seasons. Adding to the problem, the city's hilly terrain made expanding the older stations complicated and expensive. At the same time, China's central planners were working on 2 massive strategies. The first was the Chengdu-Chongqing Twin City Economic Circle, a plan to make these 2 cities the economic engine of Western China. The second was the 8 vertical, 8 horizontal high-speed rail grid, which would eventually link every major Chinese city in a vast connected network. Chongqing's location made it a natural crossroads for several of these planned routes, but without a much larger, better connected hub, the city simply couldn't take full advantage of that position. In 2019, the decision was made. A completely new station would rise on the city's eastern side. One big enough to handle future passenger volumes, one designed not only to serve trains, but to anchor a whole new urban district. A place that could become the eastern gateway to the city for decades to come. Construction began in 2022. Just 38 months later, the
2022, and they finished it. I can't believe this, guys. I cannot believe this. They finished it.
Doors were open. The finished
money stay there.
While connecting
that way you can have the money staying there.
The city to the rest of China's high-speed rail grid. Building something the size of a small city in just over 3 years sounds unrealistic, yet that's exactly what happened here. The challenges started with the location. Chongqing's eastern districts are hot in summer. Temperatures can exceed 40 degrees Celsius, and the terrain is rugged. Leveling the site for the massive platforms and halls required enormous earthworks. And then there was the roof, 120,000 square meters of steel and glass, weighing more than 16,500 tons, which had to be lifted and secured safely above the concourse. To meet the deadline, the project relied heavily on automation. Laser-guided bulldozers graded the land with millimeter precision, Screeding robots handled concrete leveling, allowing work to continue under extreme heat without putting workers at risk. Glass installation robots
So a lot of
lifted
AI, a lot of robots.
800-kilogram
A lot of
panels into
robots.
place with pinpoint accuracy, while AI-powered safety patrol bots roamed the site checking for
The
hazards.
robot.
This automation paid off. Work efficiency tripled compared to traditional methods, labor costs were cut almost in half, and heat-related accidents were kept to a minimum. The station also makes clever use of Chongqing's natural elevation differences. Platforms sit on an elevated deck, with concourses, metro lines, and commercial space tucked beneath. This bridge-plus building design creates nearly 400,000 square meters
Wow.
of usable space under the tracks,
Wow.
shortens passenger walking distances, and saves more than 20 hectares of land compared to a conventional layout. Chongqing East is not just a transportation hub, it's the anchor for an entirely new city district.
Man.
Planners call it the East Station Hub New City, a 3.5 square kilometer
I
development
cannot
surrounding
believe that China pulled this thing off, man. Cannot believe it. This is
The
something.
goal is to create a self-contained
You know how long it
urban
will
center
take this to be created in the United States? Oh, probably like 20 years, guys.
where
They just
people
created
can
in 3
live,
years.
work, shop, and travel
3 or 2
without
years, I
long
don't even know.
commutes. The station connects directly to 4 metro lines. Line 6 is already operational, lines 24 and 27 are under construction, and line 8 is planned. This means passengers will be able to transfer between high-speed trains and city subways without stepping outside. Add to that a large bus terminal, taxi stands, long-distance
Everything,
coach
basically
bays,
everything
and
that
parking
you need.
garages, and you get a true zero-transfer hub. City officials see this integration as an economic catalyst. Offices, retail complexes, hotels, and public spaces are already planned or under construction around the station. The idea is that businesses will cluster here, drawn by the ease of access, while travelers might arrive early or stay longer to take advantage of the surrounding amenities.
Oh.
It also solves a geographical challenge. Chongqing's rivers and hills have long divided the city into scattered districts. By creating a powerful new center in the east, the city can spread growth more evenly, reduce congestion in older areas, and open up new space for housing and industry. This is infrastructure designed not just to serve existing demand, but to shape where the city grows next.
Wow.
For the people who will use it every day, the impact is just as personal. A student traveling to Chengdu can now make the trip in about an hour instead of 4 or 5.
Damn.
A business traveler heading to Beijing can leave in the morning and arrive by mid-afternoon. Blessing in summer heat that regularly tops 40 degrees.
What the hell is that?
Globally, there's nothing quite like it in terms
Wow.
of floor area. Grand Central Terminal in New York is about 190,000 square meters.
I'm not that
Nagoya
impressive.
Station in Japan is around 410,000.
Wow.
Guangzhou South, one of China's busiest, is about 615,000.
Wow.
Chongqing East more than doubles that. Some stations handle more passengers per day, like Tokyo's Shinjuku, but they do it through multiple interconnected facilities rather than a single building. Chongqing East stands apart as one massive, continuous space designed
city.
to combine transportation and urban life in
Wow.
one structure. Its position in China's rail network makes it even more significant. Chongqing East sits at the crossroads of some of China's most important high-speed rail corridors. It's the central hub for the new Chongqing-Xiamen line, linking the southwest to the southeast coast. In the coming years, it will also connect to the planned Shanghai-Chongqing-Chengdu
That's what
high-speed
you need.
route
Wow, man,
and
this
the
is crazy.
Chongqing-Wanzhou line toward the northeast. This puts Chongqing East on the national 8 vertical, 8 horizontal grid, China's master plan for a fully connected high-speed network. From here, trains can head north, south, east, and west,
Wow.
making it a
China's
true
not playing
crossroads
games.
for the entire
China's not playing games.
country. For Western China, the station is more than just a convenience. It's a lifeline. Historically, the region's mountainous terrain slowed development and limited access to coastal markets. Now, with Chongqing as a high-speed hub, goods and people can move quickly to ports, manufacturing centers, and other economic hubs. It also supports China's Belt and Road goals by connecting inland provinces to international trade routes through high-speed and conventional rail links. Officials see Chongqing East as a gateway for growth in the West, helping to balance development between coastal and interior regions.
What the hell?
And while size and speed are the most obvious features, sustainability is built into the station as well. Chongqing East meets China's highest 3-star green building standard. Solar panels cover parts of the roof, generating clean electricity. skylights reduce the need for artificial.
They were saying that China might just become the most powerful nation using solar.
Lighting during the day.
The first.
Heating and cooling come from a centralized system that serves the entire district,
Crazy, man.
making it more energy efficient. Rainwater is collected and reused, and smart climate controls adjust to occupancy levels, cutting down waste. Because it's so well integrated with metro and bus lines, fewer passengers need to arrive by car, reducing congestion and emissions in the area. But there's also a bigger question here. As stations become larger and more integrated into urban life, will they start to take on the role of city centers themselves? And if so, how will that change the way we think about travel, work, and daily life? What's certain is that Chongqing East will shape the way people move through this part of China for decades to come. It's not just a place.
But we need it. Even here in the United States, they're talking about just throwing a couple, at least starting from New York all the way to California, high-speed train. But we need to, man. We need to, especially here in the United States. There's so much land, just wasted land. They need their money. They need money, meaning they need businesses. And China already figured this thing out. Incredible. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next one.